Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Lodia. I'm currently located at RCB College campus in Calgary. We are going to talk about money matters. We have with us Mr. Usman Sadiq. He's the president of RCB College. Usman, why don't you introduce yourself to us and tell us a little bit about your background?
Well, my background goes back to 2004 when I finished my MBA in finance, and then I spent a lot of time in banking sector, starting as a financial planner, moving as a branch manager, general manager, and last role was vice president. So this topic is very close to my heart, money matters, and I hope I can contribute.
Absolutely. Can you tell us or elaborate more on what are some of the issues that the general public or students are facing at the moment in terms of finances?
If I go back to my banking background, it reminds me that people don't have a good idea about the credit management. So
Mhm.
when we look at the financial planning point of view, we have four quadrants of planning. So credit was one of the most important quadrant, which people should know, okay, how to manage my credit, how the credit card works. If you have a student loan, what's the repayment policy, how it works. And sadly, when you look at, we're looking at the also the young generations. We're talking about, you're sure about youth and students here.
Mhm.
This is one of the topic which is not covered in the schools.
Correct.
And so what happened, the students who go to high school and coming to the college don't have any clear idea about how to manage the credit.
Okay. Can you elaborate a little bit on what you mean by credit?
Credit is borrowing.
Okay.
So borrowing means that if you borrow money from somewhere, either it's for student loans,
Hmm.
you should know how it works, what are the terms and conditions, and how I am going to pay back.
Okay.
That is just a very simple term if you're talking about the credit here. So if we go back to the credit cards, for example, one of the
Hmm.
very famous, when you turn 18, you should be able to get the credit card.
Hmm.
If you borrow $1,000 and if you are just paying the lowest amount, which is a 3% of the credit,
Hmm.
after 1 year, basically you're going to pay $200 or more in interest and your balance stays the same.
Okay.
So that's what I'm talking about in terms of knowledge about the credit. So how people should know about how much I'm borrowing, what's the interest rate going to be,
Hmm.
am I going to pay the lowest amount, how long it takes me to pay the full amount of, especially when you're talking about the student loans here.
Hmm. So we are going to go further into the student loans in the later on in our video. But can you tell us a little bit about what can a general public or a student do? Let's say I have, for example, a labor job or I'm working a sales job making $1,000 a week per se. So what can I do in terms of money management that will allow me to maybe pursue an educational goal in the near future?
Uh, we started with this money management.
Mhm.
So money management has few basic principles.
Mhm.
So I remember the old principle was that if you're making money, you have to divide it up into three parts.
Okay.
So 50% money, if you're making $1,000, 50% of the money, which is a $500, should go to your needs.
Okay.
So that is very basic needs you have, which includes paying the bills, buying the groceries, all the necessities and everything.
Mhm.
Then it goes to the next 30%, which is the $300 amount here, which goes to your wants.
Mhm.
Wants is something that, okay, I like to go out and watch a movie.
Mhm.
I like to go out and for dine outside. I like to buy, I have to go to bank trip. So that goes to there. Wants means that is something which is nice to have,
Mhm.
but you can live without it here.
Okay.
The old principle says that 20% of the money should be either goes to the savings
Mhm.
or it has to stay into the credit management part. Credit management, I mean that, okay, I can borrow up to 20%. So if I'm going to, I just want to say, okay, my payment is going to be every month up to $200 because I'm just making $1,000 a one here.
Mhm.
And this is one of the problem of when I'm talked about the credit management
Mhm.
understanding is how much I should borrow
Okay.
because fact is that everywhere you go, they just tell you, okay, borrow right now, pay
Mhm.
after 1 year.
Mhm.
And that something brings us into trouble here.
Okay. So that's a very good point, is that how you divide your money in terms of, what you earn uh, and what rules to follow is what Usman here kind of elaborated on. Now, let's say, I have certain savings done. Maybe I saved it in my savings account, but it's not sufficient to meet my educational goals. What do you suppose a prospective student can do in terms of having the money to support their educational goals?
First, we go back to, the goals. I again thinking about back to my banking background here.
Mhm.
I remember that back in 2012 or 2010, we looked at the RESP, which is Registered Education Saving Plan,
Mhm.
which was only 3% Canadians put that towards that RESP,
Mhm.
which government do have a grant available. They can match up to $7,200. I'm trying to remember that one here. Excuse me if I'm not telling your exact amount here, but they give you the money for the education. I
Mhm.
think it's this to start at very beginning that you can save up. Why? Because, well, look at this cost. I was looking at recently that University of Calgary. Okay, how much it the cost for the bachelor program was $3,000 in back in year 2000,
Mhm.
and how much is right now 2025 is somewhere close to 30 or $31,000. So look at that, the increase of the tuition cost overall. So if you're not going to plan it better, then it's going to be very difficult for you.
Mhm.
So yes, first is planning early. Planning early means that you can contribute a little bit amount of money and it contributes to more. But if you are not able to plan early, then of course, you can try your best to save as much as you can
Mhm.
by putting the budget. So, okay, if I'm going to go for bachelor's of business studies or any studies, how much it cost?
Mhm.
Okay, it cost me $30,000 or $40,000. Okay, so now I have 3 years and I can divide up, I can put some realistic numbers there. This much money I can save. And if you're not able to save fully, then that money you saved, yes, you can apply for a student loan if you're in Alberta.
Mhm.
And there they ask you the question how much money you are putting from your own pocket. You can add it up there, $20,000, and rest money you can borrow. So then you don't have the full big load of the loans when you graduate and you say, okay, my God, I have $60,000 or $70,000 loan to pay. So that's something people should try that again. Is if you're late,
Mhm.
you can start from anywhere. A little bit money is going to be contributed towards the studies.
Okay, so the two options that Iswan talked about, first of all, the money management that we have to do in terms of the money that we earn. And number two is the student aid Alberta, providing that you're currently in Alberta. If you're outside, you have other options as well in terms of student aid. Now, can you please elaborate on what is student aid?
Well, the student aid is the student loan provided by the government.
Mm-hmm.
So government assists you if you're looking to study in any public or private institutions.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the universities, public colleges, and private category colleges, just like us, RCB College here.
Mm-hmm.
So these programs are approved. You can apply, and the government can give you the assistance for the tuition
Mm-hmm.
and also the grants. And grants is based on your family conditions. If your income is lower, you're a single income earner, or you have kids, so they can offer you that one here.
Mm-hmm.
You have options after you complete your program, 6 months grace period to find a job, and after you find a job, then you can pay it back.
Mm-hmm.
The Canadian government, the loan you got from government of Canada, you don't have any interest on it, but any loan you get from Alberta,
Yeah.
you do need to pay um, prime plus one. To my understanding, is the loan payment on that one here. So, but
Mm-hmm.
important thing is once you apply for the loan,
Mm-hmm.
you need to understand how much you are going to pay
Correct.
because inflation is, we look at the average by inflation with the financial planning word or other 3%,
Mm-hmm.
but it's quite higher. So, what exactly is in this loan is going to cost me after 2 to 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
How much money I'm going to pay. So this is a very important part.
Yeah.
And anytime you're taking any loan, you need to compare the loan versus value. Okay, I'm taking this loan from the government. Am I going to get that value
Right.
from the any private college or any public colleges?
Okay. So like Asman said, the Student Aid Alberta is basically loans that you get from the government. Now you may have other provinces which has, for example, Student Aid BC. They have their own loans. Loans amount and disbursement is dependent upon your needs and also your previous income and how much you're willing to contribute. And they have the loans and the grants. So Usman, can you please tell us a little bit more about what's the difference between loans and grants?
So loan is something you have to pay it back.
Mm-hmm.
So I give you example. If any program you apply for, which is available, one of the program for we have business administration.
Mm-hmm.
The fees is 16,500 for 2 years program.
Okay.
So fees is the something when you apply for that, the government give you $25,500 based on the loan amount.
Mm-hmm.
So which is you have to pay it back once you graduate, and then you have 6 months grace period. But anything you get in terms of grants, you don't need to pay it back. That's assistance government give you based on your family conditions. If you're low income, you have kids, so that is something you can keep it here. But important thing is students needs to complete the full program in order to keep that grant with them here. If they are not able to successfully complete, then that grant is they have to pay it back in most cases there. So that is the main difference. That loan you have to pay it back, grant you don't need to pay it back.
Okay. So we talked about the loans, we talked about the money management in terms of the money that we personally have. What are the other options? Is loan the only option that a student has in order to pursue a career?
No, the other options is that you can talk with, I mean, depends on the flexibility available, talk with institutions that if you are looking to pay, you can pay in installments. And there's some other options you can pay from your own pocket. And that's another important topic is about scholarships. Well, if you maintain your grades in a very good standing, then the institutions, most institutions, they offer even the private category colleges, the scholarships to the students here, which can be a very good assistance in terms of paying for your studies also.
Yes, absolutely. So we will be, sharing some resources with our viewers in terms of where they can go from for applying for student loans and also for potential scholarships. Apart from that, what else do you recommend, potential students do in terms of money management?
Nowadays with the technology, you have lots of apps available. So, I mean, you can search for some. One I use myself is a Mint app, MINT, which allows you to do the budgeting.
Okay.
So, any money you're making, even you're working part time and you have a little bit money, you want to make sure how to manage it here. So, you need to spend some planning. Everybody has nowadays smartphones. So, you download the app. You can get some help. Sometimes you can connect your account so it can give you automatic suggestions that okay, how to manage the money, planning and everything. Most important part here is savings part here, which I would like to bring it that once you have the money in your account, you should set up automatic withdrawal deposit system here. So you have tax-free savings account. You want to make sure that 20% budget if you allocate or 10% budget, even small one that makes a difference. You can put that towards your savings automatically. Means that you left with $800 to spend. So small savings is going to make a huge difference. Let's, for example, you $50, you put it every month into your account. And we can think about, okay, its interest rate is going to be 5%, either it's coming from mutual funds or stocks. It will end of the year, you have $600 contributed, $50, but you will have your increase after based on that 5% wealth is $20, $30, $40, $50, whatever is based on the investment returns. It can add up year over year, but also it's a discipline. You need to be very disciplined here because you are in this world, especially students in the world where we have social media influence. Yeah. Social media is the one you follow social media, you see all the fancy gadgets and you see, okay, I want to get that one here. But once you have a good discipline, that can keeps you on the track there. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so
So one of the things, guys, Usman mentioned here is the social media influence. So a lot of times, we go on social media and then we just see an advertisement and we just go, for example, on Amazon, and we just end up buying something that we don't really need. Maybe we can, if we allocate budgets and we plan accordingly, we don't end up overspending. Maybe reduce the time you spend on social media to help you budget better, so that you don't do any impulsive shopping that generally tends to happen in youth and otherwise in adults as well. Let's say, for example, I want to pursue a bachelor of business administration, but at this time I'm not able to afford bachelor's of business administration. Is there a stream that or something that a student can do, maybe through a private career college, which will allow them in future to pursue bachelor's?
yeah, this brings back to the when I was teacher at SAIT in the
Mhm.
business program. Student often ask me a question here: should I do the degree or should I do the business diploma?
Mhm.
So it's a very popular question, along with the specialization question, up here diploma or stuff. So you can start with the business diploma.
Mhm.
You can start with this business diploma because yes, if it costs you less money, and then after that, you can work and you can try to complete the business degree later on. In fact, it's better. Why? Because you finish the business diploma, you do all these basic courses you require within 2 years time frame.
Mhm.
You work for a couple of years and you understand, you apply all the knowledge you learn,
Mhm.
and then you find the institutions which is offering a degree program and see, okay, which one can accept your credit hours,
Yeah.
and you can pursue the business degree. So you can complete it anytime.
Mhm.
So it's not anything which where okay it stops you people. Another thing, people ask me question here is degree can give me a better job or diploma.
Mhm.
The and I go back to always that okay the purpose of education is to build a confidence in you.
Correct.
If you build the confidence, you can get the job.
Mhm.
So diploma or degree is not going to guarantee you that okay, here's a guaranteed job available for you.
Mhm.
So it's your own efforts. The more efforts you make, more jobs you have. Especially, I tell you that lots of mature students or new immigrants to the Canada.
Mhm.
My advice to them there, well, try to find the volunteer work.
Absolutely.
If you're studying any program, try to get that Canadian volunteer experience here.
Yes,
Please come to
absolutely.
us. If you need some help, say, okay, I need this volunteer experience. We'd be more than happy to help you there. So,
Mhm.
just to answer that, let's start what is available,
Mhm.
what fits in your budget, and then later on you can pursue the studies.
That's a very good idea. So, as Usman mentioned, that let's say, for example, because of inflation right now, a lot of students are not able to pursue the degree that they want to pursue. But there are diploma courses which are transferable from private career colleges and other colleges into the university. So you can start off small and then build up on it. Good part about it, of course, like he mentioned, is that let's say I did a business diploma, and my future goal is to do bachelor's. What I can do with that business diploma after completion is improve my skills, get my foot in the door. What I mean by that is maybe get a job which is related to that business diploma. Now I have experience, and then I can pursue my bachelor's degree. That will give me the experience, as well as you will get a little bit more money as compared to, if let's say, for example, if you were working as a sales. Is that correct?
Yeah, you recapped it really well.
Okay.
Yeah, so nobody should have excuse that I'm not able to study because of this because we have so many sources available nowadays.
Yes, absolutely. Would you like to add anything else to our podcast
Now,
today?
some of these old principles I tell you that one of the principles I learned from my dad was that if you have $20 in your pocket,
Mm-hmm.
let's spend $20. That was very good principle that okay, I have this much money I have in my pocket. That was the we term called cash. spending means, okay, you have $20, you can go and you know that you don't have more.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I want people to be very careful. Yes, we have those plastic cards. We have flexibility available.
Mm-hmm.
You go anywhere, say that, okay, pay now, buy now, pay after 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
But let's understand the terms. Because
Yes.
after 1 year, if you're not able to pay,
Mm-hmm.
how much interest I'm going to pay? 28%?
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be really worthwhile for me to buy right now and pay after 1 year?
Correct.
Be mindful to that nowadays it's very easy to buy something. Why? Because you can just tap your card.
Mm-hmm.
Once you tap your card, it's already processed. So they started with $100, now it's $300. I'm pretty sure they will go 500 or $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they're making so easy for you to spend the money.
Correct.
You spend 8 hours a day
Mm-hmm.
working somewhere. How long it takes you to sorry you yeah so you work whole day, 8 hours, and at the end, how long it takes you to spend all the money? Less than 5 minutes here. You go online, you find something, you just buy it here. So
Yes.
that's one principle we need to keep in mind. Okay, whole day I was working really hard. This is a hard earned money. And again, we go back to the simple principle 50, 30, 20.
Mm-hmm.
20 is the minimum I need to have it for savings.
Mm-hmm.
30% is wants. And really, this is a want. I want to do that one here. We call it opportunity cost. Is it the
Absolutely.
opportunity cost for that one here? 50% for that. And budget it try to do it every week.
Mm-hmm.
So it's try to use it only one card. Why I suggest one card? Because weekly basis, you can go and see, okay, so this is my card, how much I earn and how much I spend,
Mm-hmm.
and you can try to make improvements. So nowadays, credit cards, they offer you that, okay, you can put the limit,
Mm-hmm.
everything. And I tell people, don't try to sign up for every single card.
Correct.
So the more card you have, for more card you have, your credit is going to be lower.
Okay.
So last, a few points. I mean, this is a topic where I get passionate about here.
Absolutely.
Try not to have so many cards. Try to have maybe two credit cards, for example. One is your higher limit card, means that, okay, this is for your travel needs if you want to go for travels,
Mm-hmm.
or you want to go for dinner with the family, or you want to do a shopping. That's the card you're going to use it there. You're not going to keep this card always in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Same card is the low limit card, maybe $500 card.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm buying a pizza and they ask me for my credit card information, this is something I need to give it to them. Not to give only the lowest amount. Why? Because it will bring your credit down.
Mm-hmm.
So try to give it more, because you want to give signals to message to the credit bureau that you do have a money, you have a buying power, and that can improve your credit score also.
Perfect. So that's great knowledge to have, guys, and make sure you write these notes down so that that can be beneficial for you in the future. Usman, tell us a little bit about how education has shaped your future.
Well, education definitely play a greater role. So means that yes, it equips you with all the skills you needed in order to be successful at the job market here.
Mm-hmm.
But then it goes back to the students that, okay, just learn that why I am studying. What's the purpose behind it here? So if I'm doing the business administration, am I going to do my own business,
Mm-hmm.
or am I going to work in the banking industry? Am I going to work with accountant here?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you start the study without any purpose,
Mm-hmm.
then it's going to be very difficult for you, especially when you graduate. That's going to be frustration here. So start with that. Okay, I'm going to learn these skills, and these skills are going to help me to find a job. Then it
Yes,
will, and continuously try to improve it. So not
absolutely.
to think, okay, and now I'm done my diploma, it's all done. No, you need to keep improving yourself, learning the new skills every day.
So, would you say the skills that you acquired through your degree has helped you shape your future better as compared to your past?
Definitely, Canadian education. I remember that my time spent at Dalhousie University, a 2 years master's program.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started my first job as a financial planner with TD Bank, I remember I started applying the skills.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how I should have skills of customer service, which we learned, the management skills, dealing with the customers, finance skills, which helped me, and the planning skills, which I learned were financial planning skills.
Mm-hmm.
So that always helps you with that.
Absolutely. So would you say, financially speaking as well, after you completed your degree, your financial situation improved?
It was,
Yeah.
and it helped me a lot. Why? Because I tell you that my previous background was also, I had an MBA also in the past in my home country.
Mm-hmm.
But when I moved here, yes, the education was really practical
Mm-hmm.
based on the case studies, and then it gives me lots of confidence.
Okay.
And that confidence helped me to find my first job.
Mm-hmm.
And then I built a good, successful banking career and then education career. So here I am right now.
Absolutely. So, as you can see, guys, money management, planning your educational journey, how you're going to support that educational journey through money management is really, really important. And again, whatever you invest in yourself and in your career is going to give you benefits in the future. It may not seem like it right now, but it will for sure. You can learn from Usman's experience right here. Do you have anything else you would like to add to the podcast?
No, I think one thing, think about one thing you're going to take from here.
Mm,
Okay, this is something I'm going to do differently. So
mm,
anybody who's listening to that, or you can listen, or you can see the resources. Okay, this week I'm going to do only one thing. I'm not saying that you need to do two, three things. I'm going to open the account. I'm going to do this. I'm going to close my credit card. No, let's do one thing. Okay. So if you have too many credit cards, you say, okay, let me cancel these cards.
mm-hmm,
Try to consolidate that. It can make my life easy.
mm-hmm.
If you don't have any savings account or tax-free savings account, I am going to open one, and I'm going to have automatic deposit set up for this one there. Or if I'm not doing any planning, I'm going to download one app and I can start using it here. I will start doing budget, and we are available here. So we have normally Friday available 9 to 12. Anybody can come for any help need in reference to career or in for financial advice, or you're looking for some help. We are happy to answer any questions here.
Absolutely. So, like Usman mentioned, that on Fridays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., you can drop by at RCB College to have financial advice or career advice that you would like to pursue. Apart from that, please make sure that you check out our video and the highlights at the bottom, where we will be sharing more resources for you in terms of what can you use to plan out your educational journey. Would it be fair to say that we will be having a future podcast where we would be discussing things like RESP and financial, planning in the near future?
Yes, definitely. We would like to continue.
Mm-hmm.
So when we will definitely bring the industry financial experts
Mm-hmm.
who are working in the banks and give you some advice. And when I mentioned about 9 to 12 on Friday, we do have a gentleman. He had CFA and really good financial planning career.
Mm-hmm.
So can help the people not only with the financial planning, but also in okay how okay I have really overwhelming experience with my credit, what I should be doing that. But we will be definitely looking at the topic here, and that could be topic about the insurance, we topic credit, buying your first home, and anything, anybody looking for help, we definitely going to bring some industry experts also here.
Excellent. So, as you can see, guys, we will be having industry experts coming in to RCB College to give you more knowledge on money management and to help you plan better. Please join us for our next podcast. We really, really appreciate you joining us. Thank you, Usman, for coming to our podcast today.
Thanks really for having me.